How's it going, fellas? My name is TheNextGenius, and welcome, finally, to part 2 of the 15,000 subscriber special, aka the newest installment of answering your questions, aka the next Q&A. I am so sorry it took this long. I have been trying to find a time to sit down and record this freaking Q&A for almost 2 weeks now, and I may have been, maybe 2 weeks, I don't freaking know how long. It's April 3rd or 4th is when I did it, I don't know, but we're finally here, better late than never, and we've got a whole lot of questions to go through. So I went to 2 different platforms. I posted a Twitter post, I tweeted saying, hey, if you didn't see the Q&A on my community tab post, you can ask me some questions here in replies to this tweet. So I got a good amount of tweets, or replies to my tweet, and then we have a lot of questions on that community tab post. So we're going to start off with Twitter, and we're going to move to YouTube. You guys asked a lot of questions. A lot of them are really good, so I can't wait to answer some of them, or all of them, because I'm going to answer all of them. And hopefully my answers will suffice. So let's go. Our first Twitter question comes from Superberry. Do you like the new Twitter? I don't really care. I mean, it's as long as it's not hard to navigate, I'm fine with Twitter, because Twitter has changed around a lot. Like, when I first joined Twitter, it still was in the, instead of the hearts, it was favorites. Like, if you really liked the tweet, you could favorite it, and now it's liked/heart. But it doesn't, I don't really care. If they make it hard to navigate, if they change it from how it was an easier form of it, if they change it from that to something really difficult to navigate, just snap like that, I'm gonna be pretty mad. I'm talking to you, Game Jolt. Our next one comes from Twisty Hornet. Whenever you play Apex, who do you like to use / who is your favorite character? Caustic is my spirit animal, so that's taken. I'm gonna be truthful here. I'm starting to get a little tired of Apex because it's the same thing over and over and over and over. Because at this point, 99% of the people in the game are max level, no life people that only play that game 24/7. So it's becoming less and less fun to play. But when I do play, I have 2 different mains. I main Lifeline and I main Wraith. Now, usually I'm Wraith when I play with Davey and Dan, because Dan loves playing Lifeline. That's his main. And Davey's main is like Bloodhound, I think. But when I'm just with Davey, I usually play Lifeline. But when I'm with Davey and Dan, I play Wraith. And I have like 100+ kills each with them. So I'm okay at the game. But when you're okay at the game, you can't just be okay at Apex at this stage. You have to be a god at the game, because everybody else is a god at the game. But yeah, Lifeline and Wraith. Those are my 2 favorite choices. And occasionally I'll play Pathfinder. But usually Lifeline and Wraith are my 2 mains. Our next one is from Padre Snowmizzle. Out of all the characters you have voice acted in games, who are you most excited about voicing as of now? What was your best / worst voice work? This is a tough question, because I have voice acted a good amount. I voice acted, the most voice acting that I've done is for Photo Negative Mickey's games. I was the phone guy in the original Night to Night 2. I was the phone guy in Final Treasure Island 2017, the Final Night to Night 2 Remastered. And I voice acted for Mac Tonight, the first Mac Tonight Remastered, for a cutscene, and I was the phone guy for Mac Tonight 3 as well. Most of the voice acting that I've done is phone guys, and I also voiced for Strange Terror from Beyond the Stars, and for Strange Terror from the Deep. I voiced a monster in that game, and I was like the phone, I was like a rescue team guy in Strange Terror from the Stars. But, what was I most excited about? I think, well, just the first time I ever voice acted for a game, which was the original Mac Tonight 2. When Photo Negative Mickey came and asked me if I wanted to be the phone guy, I was ecstatic. Because Mac Tonight at that point had become a very popular game series on Game Jolt, because a lot of people were playing it. And when I was asked to be the phone guy in the sequel, I was really freaking excited for that. I think I was the most excited to do that. Now, for my best voice work, I think I did my best in Mac Tonight 2 Remastered. I think that was my best voice work, and I think a lot of people can agree, because a lot of people told me that I did a good job at that, and especially that Night 6 call. I really ramped up the anger acting in that, and I think I did a good job. Now, for my worst, I'd say the phone call that I did for the Night 1 beta of Mac Tonight 3. Now, I say that because I had just woken up like 10 minutes before I recorded it. And something for people that want to voice act, here is a big tip. do not voice a script 10 minutes after you wake up, because it will sound awful. I listened to how that call sounded, because I recorded it, because Mickey released the night one demo like later that day, and I sent it to him, and he put it in the game, and I didn't know how it was going to sound until I played the game, and I listened to it, and like on video, you couldn't tell I was cringing, but on the inside, I was like, oh my god, like I should not have recorded it 10 minutes after I woke up. That was awful. That was definitely, I think, my worst voice work. This was like May of 2018. So yeah, I was most excited about the original Mac Tonight 2. Best voice work was Final Fantasy Mac Tonight 2 Remastered, and the worst was definitely that Night 1 demo call for Mac Tonight 3, by far. Our next question comes from Captain Joe. Will you ever do a Roblox video? JK, I know you won't. Want to play some Stick Fight with Lewis and myself? Stick Fight is legit. So yes, I will do that. I don't know when, because I'm pretty caught up with stuff at the moment, but I played Stick Fight before. If you have not played Stick Fight, I highly recommend you check it out, because it is addicting and a lot of freaking fun. Our next one's from Costa Vesta. What has been your favorite moments of doing YouTube? By the way, once again, congrats on 15k subs. You deserve it. Good luck on reaching 20k subs. Well, thank you, Costa. I really appreciate that, man. My favorite moment or moments of doing YouTube. That's tough. There have been a lot of great moments. I think just my favorite moments were probably the collabs that I've done with people. Because doing collabs, just when you're playing games with friends and recording, it's just wait until you've done that. Wait until you sit down with friends and record a gameplay, no matter what game it is. But it's just so much fun. Those are my favorite moments. Recording with Davey, Dan, Tom, Naley, all those recordings that I have done with people in the past. I can remember doing Can't Drive This with Carbon Duck. I remember doing some Gmod stuff with Witty Kitty. And, of course, the GTA 5 and other Gmod stuff that I did with Davey, Dan, and Tom. That's the original squad that I had, and we're still the squad. We still record videos together, but not as much because all of us are really busy these days. But definitely my favorite moments are doing collabs with the squad, by far. That's so much freaking fun. Next up is Ghostly. How did you ever get the name TheNextGenius? So the backstory on my channel name is an interesting one. So when I first started, this was back in like 2012, the original name of the channel was called Skyward Sword Genius. Now, you might be wondering how I got that. Well, I started off by playing, I think, back when I was a lot younger and first started doing YouTube, how I would record gameplays was I would take my laptop at the time, put it on a chair in front of my TV in the back room, and turn the laptop around and use my laptop as a, camera. Use my laptop's webcam as a camera, and I would record gameplays that way. It was as bad as it sounds. And when one of the big playthroughs that I did originally was Skyward Sword, and when I think this is the second time that I played through Skyward Sword, and I pretty much 100%ed it all the way through on the playthrough that I did, or if you could even call it a playthrough, and I thought, oh my god, I am a genius at Skyward Sword. And then idea popped in my head, Skyward Sword Genius. Yes, very cringy, but I was like 14 at the time, so of course I was cringy. And then after a while, this was in the middle of 2014, and I was like, we gotta get a new name, because Skyward Sword Genius is not working. So I thought, okay, we're gonna keep Genius, so what can I change? We're gonna take out Skyward Sword, and I was like, Genius. Next Genius. The Next Genius. It just popped up in my head one day. I really don't remember the exact origin of it. I don't remember when I first thought of it. It just happened. I just thought of that, and I was like, okay, that's a better name. And so one day, I think it was like a very organized thief video that I was doing, I decided to just change it to The Next Genius. And that's how it was born, and it's been that way ever since. We got another one by Raw Jam. If you were told by a doctor that your favorite energy drinks could cause harm to your body, would you stop drinking them or continue to drink them? And why? You're telling me I gotta give these up? You're telling me that if a doctor told me that I had to give these up, I would? No. In all seriousness, though, if I was told that it was actually dangerous for me and that it was harmful to my body, I probably would have no choice but to stop. unless I was told, okay, you could only have like one a week. You know, then I'd do that. But if I was told that I had to stop drinking them altogether because they were a hazard to my health, then yeah, I would. I'd have to stop drinking them. But as a college student, I have to have caffeine. I have to have energy because we're constantly trying to do classes. We're constantly studying. We have to be alert. And I need something to keep myself going. So that's why I drink the Monsters. But if I was told that I had to stop, I'd probably switch to coffee or 5-Hour Energy or something. You know, 'cause I wouldn't say that 5-Hour Energy is really an energy drink. It's more of an energy supplement. I probably would stop if I was told that it was dangerous, and I'd switch to coffee. Up next is Salotus Chaos. If you could make a sequel / another entry to any video game franchise, what franchise do you think would be deserving of it? That is a good question, and I have an answer for it, though. A sequel to either Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door or Super Paper Mario. Because Paper Mario Sticker Star and Color Splash are not sequels to Super Paper Mario. I refuse to accept that the monstrosity that is Paper Mario Sticker Star is a sequel to Super Paper Mario. It's just not. It is not. And although Color Splash is better, it's like it completely ignores the events of Super Paper Mario. Like, y'all know the ending of Super Paper Mario. Freaking Count Bleck and Tippy go to the afterlife or heaven or whatever it is they go, and freaking Merlin's like, hey, let's go have snacks, the world is saved. So you're telling me that like Sticker Star takes place after that and Bowser just goes back to his old ways of stealing Princess Peach? You can't tell me it's a sequel. It's just not. If I was to make a sequel to another video game franchise, I would make a sequel to Thousand Year Door or Super Paper Mario, because we need a proper sequel to that with original villains, original characters. We need to bring Dimentio back, and bring Count Bleck back in some form. I don't care. We just need a proper sequel. We need it. Our next one is from Shadow. Are you really the next genius? Well, I don't know. Are you really Shadow? Of course I'm the next genius, because I'm smart as freak. Nobody else can fill these shoes. Nobody else can proudly wear this MSU t-shirt. Nobody else can like Monsters as much as I do. Nobody else has a love for chicken wings like I do. Nobody else can be me. I am the next genius. I can't be replaced. I'm sorry, but I can't. So that does it for the Twitter questions. Now we're gonna move on to the YouTube questions. And the first one is from Tyler/TylerLand264. What is your favorite video game of all time? It comes down to 3 different games: Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, Super Paper Mario, or Breath of the Wild. Now, I know a lot of people will probably disagree with my opinion about Breath of the Wild, but I loved it. I love Breath of the Wild. I put in a lot of time playing it, but I do agree that the game is a little empty. There's a lot of emptiness in it, and the story is kind of lacking, so that kind of pushes it a little farther down for me. Thousand Year Door is probably the only game that I have played through at least 5 times. I don't think I even played. I've only played through Super Paper Mario like 2 or 3 times, but I played through Thousand Year Door like 5 times at least. I think Thousand Year Door is probably my favorite video game of all time. If you have not played Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, you need to. It is an experience. Next up is Springtrap Gaming. What do you like to do in your free time? And what future plans do you have for the channel and your Discord server? I do a lot of stuff in my free time. I like to work on books. I make videos, of course. I like to read. I like to go on walks. I do a lot of push-ups as well. As you can tell, like I've been really ramping up the amount of push-ups I do. I've cranked it up to 400 a day, if y'all can believe that. So I'm doing a lot of that. But most of the time, I just love to watch videos, and I love to write books. I've written several books, and the thing I like most about writing books is that, you know, you can write whatever you want. You can take your imagination and put it on paper. There's no limits. The sky is the limit when it comes to writing. You can write about whatever you want. Nobody's giving you any restrictions. Well, unless it's a very sensitive and offensive topic, but, you know, there are people that write about that kind of stuff all the time. But if you want to write about a freaking kid who gets a magical sword and goes to the moon to fight a giant wolf monster, you can write about that, because that's actually a scene from one of my old books that I wrote when I was like 13. So you can write about whatever you want. Let your imagination flow onto the paper, because the sky is the limit. What plans do I have for the channel and the Discord server? I don't know. Mainly these days I just kind of improv. You know, I improvise a lot. You know, I find games that I like to play and I play them. With the Discord server, I keep it open for everybody. And I don't know what plans I have for the future, really. I guess we're just gonna have to let time decide. We're just gonna have to see just in the future what's gonna happen. We're all gonna experience what happens in the future together. We are all in this together. Next up is a bid 680513. If you got 100k subscribers, what will you plan to do? I don't know what I would do, man. Since it's so far off, I can't really decide what I would really do for it. I mean, maybe a big live stream, maybe like a compilation. I don't know. It's so far off. I mean, something huge, a party, and everybody that I know is invited, because 100k is going to be a big deal. But I can't imagine that happening anytime soon. But so hopefully I have a good amount of time to plan for that. But I don't know yet, but it'll be a party. Next one is from Ghostly again. Alright, I got 2 questions for you. Will you ever do collabs with people in your Discord server? What did you want to do before you started YouTube? I usually only collab with people that I know really well. And right now, that's Davey, Dan, Tom, and Naley, and Carbon, and a couple other people. I don't know. If I get to know somebody in my server really, really well, yeah, I'll definitely collab with them. But like I said, it's got to be someone that I know really well and that I have chemistry with, so we can both be funny in the recording. Because it's all about the chemistry. If things are awkward with the person you're recording with, it's not going to be the best recording. So, yeah, I got to know the person well, and I have to have good chemistry with them. And if that happens with people on my Discord server, of course. What did I want to do before I started YouTube? So, that's an interesting question. I wanted to be a video game designer. Because before I started YouTube, I was obsessed with video games. I played them all the time. I used to sit... This was 2012, 2013, bud, so y'all know the backstory of that. But I used to sit in the back, like in my house, all day playing video games. I just was a video game connoisseur. I still love video games to this day, and if I had the chance to become a video game designer, I might try it out. But once I learned that it required a crap ton of math, like, I kind of backed out on that because I hate math with a passion. So yeah, I wanted to be a video game designer, and in the back of my mind, I kind of still want to be, but I don't think I'll ever have the skill to become one. Our next question is from S-Rank. You're stuck on a stranded island with Davey, Mickey, and Tom. Food is running low. Who do you kill and eat? This is heavy, man! I'm not killing them! I ain't gonna kill Davey, Mickey, or Tom. What you talking about, S-Rank? Come on, man. You're gonna force me to choose, aren't you? I'd let one of them kill me and eat me before I ate one of them. Because I'm one of those loyal friends where it's like, I'm not gonna eat them. I'm not gonna kill them. They can kill me before I kill them. That's my answer. Our next question is from Kyle. Do you like a $? So y'all know exactly what that question is, and we'll let 2015 Bud answer that.
Question. Do you like
donkey?
Oh, hell yes, I love
donkey.
Man, what an obvious question.
Thank you, 2015 Bud. Now shut up. Our next one is from Darren Joyner. What made you first start writing your stories? I'm interested since I'm a writer as well. Interesting question. When I first started writing stories, ooh, that was a while ago, like years and years. I think the earliest that I can remember, like, writing stories, I think I did, like, something in 4th grade. I'm pretty sure. But when I wrote, like, a full-fledged book, I was 12, 13, I think. It was called The Legend of Roger. And I wrote 3 books in one, and it turned out to become just 3 parts of one book. It was called The Legend of Roger, Book 1, Lee's Anger, and that was, I think that's the earliest that I can remember an actual book being published. But when I first started writing stories way back, like 3rd, 4th grade, because I'm a writer at heart. and I started out really young, and I'm still going. Our next one is from Tom Gamer. Do you see yourself making YouTube videos as a full-time job in the future? Congratulations on 15K subs, by the way. Also, more Geometry Dash when? If it becomes the point where I can live off of YouTube, then heck yeah, I'm gonna make YouTube my full-time job. But I don't know the guarantee that that's gonna happen. But yeah, if I get to the point where I can live off of YouTube, you bet your butt I'm gonna be making YouTube my full-time job, because I already love doing this. If I can make it my full-time job, that's a dream come true. Also, I'll play more Geometry Dash if people want me to play it, because I don't know how many of y'all want to see me play it, but I will if y'all want to demand it. This one's from No Mock. What's your favorite toothpaste? Mine is Crest. Toothpaste is toothpaste. I really don't care as long as it cleans your mouth. This next one is from Thunder Inkies. This is a bit of a lengthy one, but we'll try to go through it. I'm going to ask you two things. Also, congrats on 15K, and thank you for creating a Discord server that gave me some people to chat and become friends with. My first question is, if you had to get one, would it be Zaxby's or Buffalo Wild Wings, and which wings do you prefer? What games did you grow up with, and other than horror, what other types of games do you enjoy, and what is your favorite movie in the MCU? Zaxby's versus Buffalo Wild Wings. That is a tough question. So if y'all don't know what Zaxby's is, I'm sure probably a lot of people don't. It's a southern United States joint. It's a chicken joint, so chicken wings, chicken tenders, chicken sandwiches, salads, stuff like that. But you'll find most of them in the deeper south. You'll find those in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, those states down there. And I think Texas has some too. But yeah, the deeper south chicken joint. And Buffalo Wild Wings is a nationwide thing, so I'm pretty sure a lot more of y'all know about it. I feel like Buffalo Wild Wings has kind of an upper hand because it's a little bit cheaper, in my opinion. Because if you were to get a 10-piece traditional wing from Zaxby's, that's like $13. But if you get a small, that's also a 10-piece of Buffalo Wild Wings, it's like $12. So Buffalo Wild Wings, if you get just the wings, is slightly cheaper. But Zaxby's is also really freaking delicious. This is such a tough question. I just spit all over my screen. This might be a tie. I love both of them. Zaxby's. Oh, I love Zaxby's a little more. Buffalo Wild Wings is a close second, but I prefer Zaxby's just a little more. What games did I grow up with, and other than horror, what types of games do you enjoy? So I grew up with the Nintendo DS and the Nintendo Wii. Those were the two main consoles that I played with when I was a youngster. The DS was first. I got a DS Lite for Christmas. I think it was like 2006, I'm pretty sure. And I got New Super Mario Brothers DS. I got Mario Kart DS and a couple other games. And playing New Super Mario Brothers DS on the channel back in 2017 was just so nostalgic. It was the first Mario game I ever played, I'm pretty sure. And I remember Christmas morning sitting there on the couch playing it. Oh, the childhood memories are flowing back, man. Other than horror, I love Legend of Zelda. I love Mario games, and I think those are my two go-tos. I love playing games like Rocket League. I play Apex sometimes. I play Dead by Daylight. There are a good amount of other entertainment games that I play, because Dead by Daylight to me isn't really horror. It's more action. My voice just cracked there. Holy crap. I'm not really a shooter game person, but I do like Apex a lot. But I told y'all earlier that Apex was freaking it's become just a battlefield full of no-life kids playing it. But, you know, it's what it is. But, yeah, those are the types of games that I play besides horror. It's not really a whole lot. Horror is what I play 90% of the time. But yeah, Legend of Zelda, Mario, stuff like that. That's what I like to play on my spare time besides horror. Favorite movie in the MCU, which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If people don't know, Avengers Infinity War. By far. Avengers Infinity War will always be my favorite movie in the MCU of all time. But Endgame might dethrone that. Endgame's coming out in 11 days. Or when y'all are watching this, it'll be 10 days. We're in the Endgame now. And it's about to become my favorite movie of all time. Endgame is gonna be god tier, dude. It looks so good. This next one's from Snaker75. Alright, I wanted to ask these for a long time. How did you come up with the name Bud? And how did you come up with the A Genius's Christmas series? So this is a good question to answer because a lot of people don't know where Bud originated from. Because I can see it being kind of confusing that, like, you come onto this channel and you see TheNextGenius everywhere, and then you start going around the comments and you see people calling me Bud. So, Bud originated when it was a random turbo dismount episode that I was doing back in, like, 2014. And it was, I think I'll show a clip to the side so y'all can get a point of reference.
Hey, bud.
Yeah, I just decided to say, "How you doing, bud?" Because there was a picture of me on the car that I was using in the game. And I just zoomed in on it and said, "How you doing, bud?" And it just, that's where it originated. I don't know why it originated there, but after a while, I kind of adopted it and just started calling myself that. Because, think about it, if you were to call me the Next Genius every single time, "Hey, the Next Genius, how you doing, the Next Genius? The Next Genius, why don't you come over here? The Next Genius, why don't you do this?" You can see how it kind of becomes a pain to say that every single time. But Bud, on the other hand, is very easy to say, and I've adopted it as a nickname, and it's an easy name to remember, and it's easy for people to say, and I like the name. So that's where it came from, and it's a good nickname to stick with. So if you're new to my channel, and you see the Next Genius, and then you see Bud, that's where it came from. And it's just an easy way to reference me. Now, how did I come up with A Genius's Christmas? Oh boy. So back in 2014, I randomly decided that I wanted to do a series of Christmas videos leading up to Christmas of that year. And I was like, okay, what do I do? Alright, I'll call it A Genius's Christmas. Because I think I was the Next Genius at that point. I had that name then. And I was like, okay, I mean, I want to do a Christmas series, so let's call it A Genius's Christmas. And so I did that. Now, fun fact, I actually didn't know if I was going to do a second year of it. When Christmas of 2015 rolled around, I was like, you know what? I want to do a second year of this. So I whipped up a quick trailer and called it Genius's Christmas Year 2 trailer, and it just had clips of the previous first year in it. And ever since then, it's become a staple on this channel. Every year, I do a series of Christmas videos leading up to Christmas, and we're already almost only 8 months away from year 6. Can y'all believe that? Year 6? Our next question is from Mike Controller Gaming. 3 questions. How can you describe yourself as a YouTuber? What inspired you to become a YouTuber? What challenges did you face when you're becoming one? Who inspired you to become a YouTuber? What key factors from that person inspired us help you to do similar? I really don't know how funny my content is going to be when I record it and edit it. And the only way that I'll know the feedback from it is when it's uploaded and I see the comments and I see the amount of likes and dislikes. I don't really compare myself to anybody or anyone. And if I were to describe myself as a YouTuber, I guess my best answer for that would be that I just have fun with what I do. And I don't do it for the ad revenue, and I don't do it for the views. I just do it because I love doing it, and I have fun playing games. I hope that other people that are considering becoming YouTubers will have that same mindset, because if you only do this for the attention and for the views and ad revenue, it's going to show, and people are going to tell that you're only doing it for that. But if you do it because you like doing it and just like to entertain people and like playing games, then you'll find yourself. And that's how I found myself. I just had so much fun recording and editing, and I guess that's how I can describe myself, just having fun. So what inspired me to become a YouTuber? So there were 3 different YouTubers that played a big part in having me want to become one. Nintendo Capri Sun, Yummy Mash, and Markiplier. So when I first started watching Nintendo Capri Sun, I really loved his Let's Plays, and especially the Skyward, when he played Skyward Sword, he played, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I think I discovered him when he was playing, I think, Majora's Mask. I'm pretty sure that's the game that he was playing when I discovered him. And gosh, this was back in like 2012. I've been subscribed to him for freaking 7 years. Holy crap, that's been forever. He was originally the one that got me to start doing those crappy webcam laptop gameplays that I told you about earlier in this episode. And after a while, I came across Yummy Mash playing the Slender games. And I thought, I might want to switch over from console stuff to PC stuff because this looks a lot more interesting. And then I found Markiplier after that, and he was also playing the Slender games. I found Markiplier through Yummy Mash, and that settled it for me. I was like, all right, I want to become a PC gamer, and I want to do the space cam thing. I want to do the Slender thing. I want to do what these guys are doing because it looks like a lot of fun. So I did, and here I am 6 years later. It's crazy. The challenges that I faced when becoming a YouTuber was, early in my career, if you would call it that, faced a lot of hate. You know that I was... You know how I looked back in 2014, 2015. When you're heavy on the internet, people will get you. That's the first thing that people will try to insult you about. And these days, if I get a hate comment, I'm just like, all right, whatever. They don't like my content, whatever. They don't like it, they don't like it. And if they insult me, I'm like, okay, you're insulting someone through the internet. What is that going to accomplish? And that should go to anyone who's dealing with hate on the internet. Like, if you're getting hated on through comments, or if somebody's like, talking bad about you on Discord or whatever social media, you just gotta tell yourself, they would never say that to my face. They're only saying this because they're on the internet, they're behind a screen, and they don't have the guts to do what they're doing in real life because they know they get punched. So yeah, those are definitely the challenges, and those are the guys that made me who I am today, basically. And if I ever get to meet Markiplier or Yummy Mash or Hickory Sun, if I ever meet any of those, I'm definitely going to give them a handshake and thank them for helping me become who I am today. Our next one is from Super Plushy Bros 64. I have 3 questions. How do I send you your animations? How much time do you have to record a video after your college day? And can I make your video intros? If you've got an animation, you could probably send it to me through Discord. I mean, that's probably the best way if you actually made an animation. If you did make an animation, that's freaking awesome. Just send it through Discord, I guess. And how much time did I have to record a video? It's not a lot. As you can tell that I miss days occasionally. The most time that I have is on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because I get out of class in the afternoons, and in that big time span in the afternoon, that's when I sit down and record. On Tuesday and Thursday, I work at a TV station in Columbus, Mississippi, and a lot of my afternoon is taken up by that, so it's not a lot. It's only like a couple hours, and then the rest of the time, I use that to edit and get the thumbnail done and get the video up. So, yeah, it's not a lot of time. Now, with the intros, I already have an intro. If you want to make an intro, you can, but I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but, because I don't... The reason I don't really take intro submissions is because if I were to use a certain one, other people are going to be like, well, why didn't you use mine? So... And the one I've been using was something that somebody made for me back in like 2016. That was Carbon Duck, by the way, who made it. So I've been using the same one for a very long time. If you want to make me an intro, you can, but don't be upset if I don't use it because, like I just said, people are gonna be like, "Well, I made you an intro before. Why aren't you using that?" I don't want to really have to risk that happening. But sure, if you want to make an intro, I'll definitely check it out and. Who knows, maybe we'll decide to use it. But for now, I'm going to keep using the intro that I'm using right now. This next one is from Video Game King. Are we halfway there? The real question is, are we living on a prayer? This next one's from the Kirby Genius. Alright, here we go. Have you ever considered playing a game you weren't interested in to see if it would interest you? I was never interested in BioShock before I started playing it on the channel. Photonegative Mickey got me interested in BioShock. He was the one that originally got me to want to play it, because beforehand, I'd never even thought about BioShock. I never thought to myself, hey, this is a game that I want to play. But Photonegative Mickey told me about it, and he got me to start playing it, and yeah, that right there, BioShock, I considered playing that after Photonegative Mickey recommended it. And here I am doing a Sunday series on it now. So yeah, that right there is a big example of a game that I wasn't interested in, but now I am. Speaking of Photonegative Mickey, here's a question from him. Need help preparing to become the next big Apex Legends streamer? No, because I'm never gonna stream Apex. Considering how annoyed I get at the game, I would never stream it. Unless it's changed. Unless they go in there and add more maps and more modes and like a ranked and casual system, I'm not going to stream it, mostly because it's the same game over and over and over. There's nothing new in it. It's the same game, and it would get old after about 5 matches. I don't need any preparation because I'm probably not going to be streaming it. This next one is from Black Antoida. I think that's how it's pronounced. Have you ever played VR games? No, I have not. And I really hope I can play one in the near future because I've always wanted to try out virtual reality. I have wanted to do that for so long, but I haven't been able to because I don't have a VR. I know that a place called Down to Game near the campus that I'm on has a VR. It costs money to play with it, but I'm really hoping that I can soon because I know that a lot of people have experienced the VR and I want to be part of that experience. So hopefully soon. Up next, we got Betty Singleton. We'll be playing Apex Legends. I've been playing Apex since about mid-February, so I don't think I'll be doing videos on it unless they release, like I said, something new. If they release something new, like a new map, new characters, new guns, new modes, I will definitely freaking play that on video or stream it. But as of now, if they don't change anything, no, I probably will not play it on the channel. Up next, we got Flame Jester. What is your stance on horror games recently? Do you think FNAF has weakened them due to the lack of creativity since there are less people making original games? Okay, so this is a dangerous question. I'm gonna be really careful with how I answer this. So, horror games recently, there have been some good ones that have scared me, like Escape the Ayuoke. They need to make more games like that, like games that scared the crap out of me. And like Puppet Combo's killing it with their games. I hope they make more games with the VHS style. I love those. But a lot of horror games that I see recently are just the same type of thing. Like I said in the Taking My Channel in the New Direction vlog, originality is key. And if you're gonna make any game, it's gotta have a reason that attracts people to play it. Why should we play the game? What's gonna scare us about it? And why should we come back to it? Why should there be multiple playthroughs? Why should we like this game? When you're a developer, you gotta know that. And when it comes to FNAF, like I talked about in that vlog, it's just the same thing over and over. No matter how good the game is, no matter how well designed it is, if it's the same formula over and over, people are going to get tired of it. So when you're making horror games, you got to make sure to spice things up. You need to. And when I wouldn't say that recent FNAF fan games have a lack of creativity, it's just, even though the games that I've seen recently are good, like I said, it's the same formula, the same format usually. So I feel like that it's about time for some new games, and I'm not saying that FNAF should just die out completely, but I think that there should be a new game for the spotlight. We need a new genre. We need something new. It's time for something new. Our next question is from Michael Charlanis. Would you consider doing a Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey as a future Sunday series? Well, that depends, because I've already done the original Bowser's Inside Story as a Sunday series on this channel, and I could do a gameplay on the remake because I have a capture card now, but then I'd have to get a 3DS, which I do not possess. And I do not possess the money I need for it either. But if I get my hands on a 3DS and I get my hands on the game, then maybe, who knows, I might do that as a Sunday series. But for now, probably not, but maybe in the future, who knows. Our next one is from Corey Plays Games. What made you want to start YouTube? So I already answered this in an earlier question. Markiplier, Yummy Mash, and Nintendo Capri Sun, they're the ones who got me into YouTube, and I'm very glad they did. Up next, we got Shiny Kitty. What is your favorite color? How old will you be in 16 years if you were born in 1969? When will the Death compilation be out? You're like 3 months behind, bro. Step it up, man. My favorite color is red, surprisingly. Now, you might be wondering, why is red your favorite color? That's questionable, because blood is red. No, red is a childhood color for me, because when I was younger, I used to eat a lot of Chef Boyardee and SpaghettiOs, and the red tomato sauce is what I loved about it so much. And I loved red because of that. That's just, it's a childhood thing, man. Red is always my favorite color. And you might be wondering, well, why don't you wear red shirts all the time? Well, because I don't think red looks good on me. I think that maroon or blue actually looks good on me. But at least I have the blue and red Joy-Cons on my Switch. But yeah, red will always be my favorite color. So if you were born in 1969, you will be 50 years old right now. So that means in 16 years, you will be 66. The third question is obviously a joke because Shiny Kitty, this is Aku, by the way, and he made the death compilations on my channel for November and December, but he got really busy and didn't have time to make the ones for February and March. Which is fine, you know. Life sometimes makes that difficult to keep up. And those death compilations, because he was taking all the deaths from the entire month of videos that I posted, and some of those are from live streams that are like 2 hours long. So I can imagine how difficult that is. So don't worry about it, man. I know life can be busy, and you know, if the death compilations stop, then that's fine. You know, you're busy. I don't blame you. Next up is Luke Uder. What is your favorite Mario game? I would say Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, but I feel like the Paper Mario games are in their own little category. When it comes to actual Mario games, like the platformers, it's a tie between New Super Mario Bros., Odyssey, and Super Mario Galaxy. Now, I loved Odyssey, and New Super Mario Bros. Is my childhood, but Super Mario Galaxy, man. Oh, Super Mario Galaxy is a masterpiece, and it is such an amazing game. And Super Mario Galaxy 2 is just more of it. I'd say with just a slight edge. Super Mario Galaxy. Up next, we got my boy PJ Does Games. Hey, bud. Congrats again on 15K. I have 2 questions for you. What is the favorite game that you have played on the channel recently? And do you plan on doing more collaborations if the opportunity comes across? I think those are awesome videos and super funny. Favorite game on the channel? Ooh, that is a tough question. I would say the Thousand Year Door kind of has an easy advantage because it's one of my favorite games of all time, but I would have to say that that's got to be my favorite game that I've played. It's not just because it's my favorite game of all time, it's just I had so much fun playing it on the channel. Like, that was so fun. The live stream series that I did on that, like the people that were there, the interaction that I got with it, how much fun I had. Yeah, the recent Sunday series on Thousand Year Door that I did has got to be my favorite playthrough on this channel, by far. And of course I plan on doing more collaborations. I'm hoping to get the squad together again, Davey, Dan, and Tom. I'm hoping to get those guys together again, and we can do some more videos on whatever. I'm probably going to be doing some collabs with Carbon Duck in the future. I think Nayli and I were talking about doing something. And if I can get Witty Kitty to come back on YouTube, because she's been talking about coming back to YouTube, we're going to be doing some more videos with her too. But yeah, definitely collabs are coming up in the future. Don't worry, they are coming. So now we got Twisty Hornet again on YouTube. Curious, what kind of music do you like to listen to? You got a variety or prefer a specific genre? If you ain't listening to no metal, you're missing out. Now it's kind of interesting when it comes to what kind of music I like, because when I listen to music, it's usually when I'm either making thumbnails or when I'm out exercising, and I like to listen to epic motivational music, like bands like Two Steps from Hell. I like to listen to the Audio Machine, just people that put out epic music. I love listening to Avengers music, just epic music in general. That's definitely my favorite, and of course, I'm not really into a lot of heavy metal, but I have listened to it in the past. But definitely epic motivational music is my answer to that. Our next one is from Chillax Studios. What is your highest hope for Avengers Endgame? Who is your favorite Marvel character, hero, and villain? And who do you like the most out of the two? Also, do you like DC? A question finally about pure Avengers. Thank you. Thank you, Chillax Studios. Okay, so my highest hope for Avengers Endgame is if Thor puts Stormbreaker in Thanos' face. That's what I want to see happen. It better freaking happen. My favorite Marvel character, I probably would dumb that down to a favorite Avenger, either Thor or Captain America or Iron Man. Though out of those three, it's very difficult. But like, I didn't really like Thor as much. But after Ragnarok and Infinity War, dude, Thor has become one of my favorite characters. And of course, favorite villain, the Purple Man himself, Thanos. Marvel's villains honestly haven't been the greatest over the years. You've had some pretty good ones, but there are not very good ones either. Thanos is by far the best villain, not only in Marvel lore, but of all time. Thanos is just... He's so well written. He's got a personality. He's not just an evil guy wanting to destroy things. He actually has motivations and good reasoning behind wanting to wipe out half the universe. Because in the comics, he wanted to he wanted to get all the Infinity Stones and wipe out half the universe to oppress death. But in the movie, he wants to bring back balance. And it makes sense because you see, because his home planet, Titan, was destroyed because of overpopulation. And he was like, well, I don't want this to happen to every other world, because if it happens to my world, it's going to happen to other worlds. It's flawed logic, yeah, but you can kind of relate to it. You can see where he's coming from. So, and then spoilers for Infinity War, by the way, when he snaps, he actually wins, which you hardly ever see in these movies. You go into Infinity War thinking that the Avengers are going to find a way to beat him, and they nearly do. They nearly do. They make you think, oh, well, Thor just stabbed Thanos. It's over. We lost a few guys, but we won in the end, but you should have gone for the head, Thor. DC. I like certain DC movies. I like the Dark Knight trilogy. I really like Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. I never saw Batman Begins, but I saw Dark Knight Rises before I saw Dark Knight. But Heath Ledger's Joker is freaking incredible. And Dark Knight Rises was good. I liked Bane in that movie a lot. And you think darkness is your ally. I can't do his freaking voice. But it depends on what DC movies it is. As DC as a whole, I'm not really that big of a fan. But yeah, definitely, I do like the Dark Knight movies. Those are definitely good. Now, when it comes to Justice League and stuff, I'm not really interested. I've heard that Aquaman and Wonder Woman are good movies, but, you know, like I said, I'm more of a Marvel guy and not a DC guy. I'm not saying DC is bad, but I just prefer Marvel. Next up is Random. What advice would you give smaller creators like myself on how to run a YouTube channel? Well, I'm still a smaller creator myself. I only have 15K subscribers. That's nothing compared to the big guys. You know, the big guys like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie, they get 15,000 subs every day. Do what you think you're gonna have fun with. Like, play the games that you have fun with. Don't try to just only play games that you think are gonna be popular. Because if you do that, you know, just don't do that. If you want to play a popular game because you like the game, then go ahead. But when it comes to just running a YouTube channel, have fun. Do what you think is going to have fun, and your fans will respect you for your opinions. Next up, we got Techno Dragon. What's your favorite animal? Typical question, I know, but animals are freaking cool. It's a very close tie between cats and dogs. Now, with cats, they can ignore you a lot, or they could be a lap cat. Winston is a lap cat. Woody was not. Woody was my previous cat. Woody just didn't give a crap. But Winston is a lap cat, and I like cats a little more because they can take care of themselves. You don't have to watch them constantly. You don't have to walk them every day and take them out to use the bathroom. But I'm not saying that dogs are bad. I do love dogs a lot, but cats have a little bit of an edge because, you know, you don't have to, they can take care of themselves. So yeah, cats are my favorite animal. Dogs are a close second. This next one is from Jamie Alvarado. Do you have any ideas for the future besides the 15K special live stream? Like I said earlier in this episode, it really is a lot of improvisation. You know, I really don't know what I'm going to do next, because when I do plan games, I do end up playing them, but most of the time I'll just see a game and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just play this for today's video. I don't know what my ideas are, honestly. We're just going to have to let fate decide what the next game is going to be. Next up is Dreaming95. What is your favorite game that you recorded on the channel? What game spooked you the most on the channel? How were you first feeling when you started your channel, if you can remember? And now, how do you feel about your channel after you hit 15K? For example, confident and I can't really think of any other stuff. Name a game that you really wanted to play on the channel but couldn't afford it or didn't want to pay that much. Favorite game that I've recorded on the channel? Outlast. What game spooked you the most on the channel? Escape the IOK. How were you first feeling when you started your channel, if you can remember? And now, how do you feel about your channel when you first hit 15K? I think when I first started, and I was in a very bad mindset when I first started. I only wanted fame when I first started. When I first got on here, I wanted to do videos and wanted to be noticed and wanted people to watch, and I was only interested in the views and stuff. But as I was on here for longer, I realized how much I just loved doing this in general. So when I first started the channel, I only wanted attention. But now that I've gotten the attention, it's very humbling, because when I first started, I was like, okay, well, I want all the attention and stuff. But now that I have the attention, it's like, well, okay, well, now I got to be responsible, and I just got to keep up doing this because I want to do it. You know, I can't let the attention go to my head, and I can't let the views be what drives me. I gotta keep in this mindset that I like doing this because I love playing games and recording. And that's the mindset I will always stay in. No matter how big this channel gets, I will be doing this because I love doing it. A game that I wanted to play on the channel but couldn't afford it and didn't want to pay that much, Until Dawn. And I don't know why Until Dawn was never put on PC, but it's a PS4 only game. I couldn't play it because, one, I didn't have a PS4, and two, I didn't have a PS4. If I were to get a PS4 and get Until Dawn, I would definitely play it on the channel because I have a capture card now. But no, Until Dawn was definitely the game that I really, really, really wanted to play, but I couldn't because I lacked a PS4. Next up is Samuel Guy. What was your favorite FNAF game from P&M? Five Nights with Bud all day. Five Nights with Bud all day. And not only because it was about me, it was just the game itself has a certain charm that I love. It's funny, it's actually scary, and especially, like, if you're not paying attention and you get jump scared, the jump scares are loud. Even in all max mode, I was still getting scared by some of those jump scares. It's one of Mickey's best works. And I really appreciate that he put that much effort into a game about me. And our last question is from Ashwat Z Gamer. What would have happened if you got Dashi and Five Nights with Bud rebooted? I have no idea. I don't know what Dashi would add to that. I mean, I honestly think he would be kind of out of place. I mean, references to him, yeah, I mean, that's fine. Have a picture of him up on the wall. But if he was an actual character in the game, he'd kind of be out of place. And that does it. Oh my gosh, man. How long have we been recording? Let's see. I have been recording for an hour and 7 minutes. I didn't realize that I've been recording for this long. Holy crap. This is going to be a long episode. I hope y'all have had the snacks because, my God. Probably after editing this down, I could probably get it down to like 50 minutes, but my gosh, man, this is going to be long. Now that I know that we've been recording for over an hour, I'm going to go ahead and end things off so it won't be any longer than it is now. Thank you guys for all your questions. I hope they get this out probably soon for y'all watching this, probably Tuesday. So hopefully I'll have that done by then. This is going to be a lot of freaking editing, but it'll be worth it. And again, thank you guys for your questions. I hope y'all find my answers to be just good enough. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and leave me a comment and subscribe today to join the Spotlight Clan. Thank you guys so much again for 15,000 subscribers. We're already almost halfway to 16,000. And I'll see you guys probably Wednesday or Thursday with another gameplay. So stay strong, my friends. Peace out. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.